Have you ever heard a Disney World rumor that sounded too wild to be true? You might want to stick around, because today I'm breaking down 20 Disney World facts that sound totally fake, but are 100% real. Even after years of exploring every inch of Walt Disney World, I've learned the resort is full of details even lifelong fans miss. We'll go through these fast, with insider insight and a few personal favorites. And here's the deal. Miss even one of these, and you can walk right past something that cost Imagineers millions to design, or accidentally overpay for something you could have gotten for less. So, buckle in, because we're kicking this off with something that'll literally change how you see the ground you're walking on. Number 1. Magic Kingdom isn't on ground level. It's on the second floor. This one blows people's minds. When you walk down Main Street, USA, you're not actually at ground level. You're walking on top of a massive network of tunnels called utilidors. Disney built the entire park one story above the real Florida soil so cast members could move underneath the guests without breaking immersion. Imagine a Tomorrowland cast member needing to get through Frontierland. They just zip through the tunnels below instead of walking through the park in a spacesuit next to cowboys and pirates. It's genius, and it all came from one of Walt Disney's biggest pet peeves. He once saw a cowboy in Disneyland walking through Tomorrowland to get to work. Totally ruined the illusion for him. So in Florida, he fixed it permanently. Next time you're on Main Street, look closely at the ground level around the train station. That gentle incline you walk up, that's you ascending onto Disney's hidden second floor. Number 2. Those utilidors aren't just walkways, but an entire city. Underneath Magic Kingdom, the utilidors consist of cafeterias, costuming departments, trash chutes that vacuum garbage through pipes under your feet, and even an internal delivery system that moves food and merchandise around the park. It's about 392,000 square feet down there, enough to fit multiple football fields. And the craziest part? Most people never realize it exists. You can actually book a behind-the-scenes Keys to the Kingdom tour to see part of the tunnel system yourself. It's one of those Disney experiences that makes you feel like you're peeking behind the curtain at how the magic actually works. And here's a fun twist. The tunnels aren't technically underground. Florida's water table is way too high to dig that deep, so the tunnels are at real ground level, and the Magic Kingdom itself was built on top of them using dirt excavated from the Seven Seas Lagoon. So, yeah, you're walking one story above a secret subterranean Disney World every time you visit. Number 3. You're never more than 30 steps away from a trash can. Walt Disney actually tested this himself back in the 50s at Disneyland. He counted how many steps guests would take before dropping their trash. About 30. So at Walt Disney World, you'll notice trash cans everywhere. They're not random. They're strategically placed, themed to each land, and some even hide advanced disposal systems underneath. Those utilidor vacuum chutes whisk away garbage to a central facility below Magic Kingdom. So no one ever sees overflowing bins or janitors lugging trash bags. It's one of those you never notice it because it's designed perfectly details that makes Disney stand out from every other park in the world. Number 4. The smells you notice? Those are engineered. Ever notice how Main Street smells like vanilla and fresh popcorn, or Pirates of the Caribbean has that distinct pirate water scent? That's not nostalgia, it's technology. Disney uses something called a smellitizer. These are hidden scent machines that pump fragrances into specific areas to match the theme and mood. For instance, the bakery smell on Main Street isn't actually coming from the bakery. It's being piped out through vents to create that comforting, inviting vibe as soon as you enter the park. It's why people say Disney feels magical, because even your senses are being directed by Imagineering. Number 5. Cinderella Castle isn't made of brick and can withstand hurricanes. It looks like a fairy tale castle made of hand-cut stone, right? Nope. It's steel, concrete, and fiberglass. The entire thing is engineered to survive hurricane-force winds up to 125 miles per hour. There are no bricks, just the illusion of them. That's Disney's magic mixed with Florida practicality. And get this, The tallest turret on the castle is only 189 feet high, but it looks much taller thanks to something called forced perspective. Each higher layer of windows, bricks, and details gets smaller to trick your eyes into seeing a 25-story castle instead of a 19-story one. So, even the castle's height is a Disney illusion. Number 6. The entire resort is the size of San Francisco. When people say Disney World, they think the parks. But the Walt Disney World Resort isn't just a theme park, it's a city. It spans 40 square miles, about the same size as San Francisco. Inside that area, you've got 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, over 25 resort hotels, golf courses, lakes, and a full transportation system that rivals some major cities. There's even a functioning government structure, the Reedy Creek Improvement District, that was created so Disney could manage its own utilities, roads, and emergency services. It's wild, but technically, Disney World runs like an independent municipality. They even have their own fire department. So when you're there, you're not just visiting a park, you're stepping into a full-scale city of magic. Number 7, there's a whole transportation network you probably don't use enough. One of the best kept, not really a secret, but somehow no one uses it features Disney Transportation. Yes, you know the monorail, but Disney also runs boats, buses, ferries, trams, and even gondolas via the Disney Skyliner. It's all complimentary for guests. You can hop from resort to resort or park to park without ever driving your car. And because everything's so massive, using these systems smartly can literally add hours back to your day. If you're leaving Magic Kingdom after fireworks and need to get to the Transportation Ticket Center, skip the monorail line and head to the boat dock, often way faster and way prettier at night. And here's another hidden gem. You can take the Skyliner just for the view, no ticket needed. It connects Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and several resorts with stunning aerial shots of the property. Most guests don't even realize that ride is free. Number 8. Even the park's trash travels by pneumatic tube. Remember those utilidors? Yeah, the trash gets its own high-speed highway. It's called the Automated Vacuum Collection System, and it sucks garbage through underground pipes at around 60 miles per hour to a central facility away from guests. That's why you'll never see giant trash trucks inside the parks. It's another illusion layer that keeps the show pristine. Disney even sorts and recycles much of that waste automatically, so when you drop your wrapper in a can near Space Mountain, it's literally vanishing through a futuristic vacuum beneath your feet. Kind of makes you wonder what else they've hidden under there, right? And before we get into some of the wildest secrets, like how Disney engineers trick your nose and even your brain to make lines feel shorter, let me drop one insider money saver that most people miss. If you're planning your next trip, never buy your tickets directly from Disney's website without checking Undercover Tourist first. They're an authorized Disney ticket seller that offers real tickets, the same ones you'd get from Disney, but at a discount. It's one of those quiet insider tips that seasoned park goers swear by. So before you book, check the link in the description. It could literally save you hundreds of dollars you can use for snacks, souvenirs, or maybe that one more park day. All right. Now that your wallet's breathing a sigh of relief, let's get back to the wild side of Disney facts. Ready to go deeper? The next few facts move us from clever design tricks into the kind of Disney details that make you go, wait, they really thought of that? Yeah, they did. And once you notice them, you'll never see the parks the same way again. Number 9. You can bring your own food and drinks, and Disney actually encourages it. Let's start with one that sounds fake, but is absolutely real. You can bring your own snacks, sandwiches, and even full meals right into the parks. Disney's official policy allows outside food as long as it's not in glass containers, doesn't need heating, and, of course, isn't alcohol. Why? Because Walt's original vision was for families to feel comfortable, not nickeled and dimed. Think about it. They could easily forbid it and make a fortune on burgers and popcorn, but instead, they've quietly kept this guest-friendly rule for decades. Smart travelers pack a backpack with wraps, fruit, and refillable bottles, saving a small fortune. Pro tip, and I mean that as your Disney buddy here, Quick service restaurants will happily give you free ice water. Just ask. Combine that with your own snacks, and you've got an instant hack that feels like you've beaten the system. Because you kind of have. Number 10. Main Street's windows are hidden movie credits. The next time you stroll down Main Street, USA, look up. Those painted names on the second-story windows aren't random decorations. They're the Imagineers' version of Hollywood credits. Each one honors a real person who helped build the park. For example, MT Lot Real Estate Investments, that's the fake company Walt used to secretly buy the Florida land for Disney World. Another window lists Card Walker, one of the early Disney executives who made the dream financially possible. It's poetic. As guests enter the park, they're watching the opening credits to the Disney story. When they leave down the same street later that night, it's like the closing credits of a movie they just lived in. It's art, history, and storytelling all at once, hiding in plain sight above the ice cream parlor. Number 11. Disney controls what you hear everywhere you go. You might think you're just hearing music at random, but you're actually part of a perfectly tuned symphony. Disney pumps carefully chosen audio through hidden speakers that blend from one land to another so seamlessly that your brain never notices the transition. Walking from Adventureland to Liberty Square, the drums fade out and a fife and drum melody slowly takes over, matched to your walking speed. It's called acoustic zoning, and it's how Disney manipulates your mood without you even realizing it. They've studied how tempo, pitch, and rhythm can influence energy levels and emotional tone. That's why even after walking 10 miles, you still feel upbeat instead of drained. Disney Imagineers literally soundtrack your happiness. Number 12. The brown path in Liberty Square represents colonial plumbing. Okay, buckle up for one that's both gross and brilliant. You've probably walked over it a dozen times without realizing what it means. That long, brownish strip running through Liberty Square is a historically accurate detail. Back in the 1700s, there was no indoor plumbing. People dumped waste right into the street, and Disney decided to include that little slice of realism. Now, before you panic, no, it's not actual sewage, obviously, but the brown pavement streak represents the waste channels of colonial America. Add to that, the buildings in that area don't have bathrooms, to stay true to the time period. The nearest restrooms are technically outside the land. Only Disney would spend millions recreating the charm of open sewage authenticity and still make it family-friendly. Number 13. Haunted Mansion has 999 happy haunts, but that's not the whole story. Everyone knows the tagline, "There's always room for one more." But the real number of ghostly residents? Over 1,000 effects and illusions create those haunts. Between the animatronics, scrims, reflections, and projections, the attraction blends more than a dozen different special effects technologies, many of them dating back to the 1960s. And here's a spooky detail. That eerie old house smell? It's intentional. Disney uses a scent blend that mixes musty wood and candle wax to sell the illusion of age. You're not just riding through a haunted house, you're riding through a theater of sensory manipulation. Even your nose gets cast in the show. Number 14. There really is a Disney jail, but it's not what you think. This one gets whispered about a lot, and yes, there is a holding area underneath Magic Kingdom for guests who misbehave. It's not an orange jumpsuit situation, more like a calm office where security can detain someone briefly before local law enforcement steps in. Disney deals with tens of thousands of people a day, so when something serious happens, fights, theft, disorderly conduct, they handle it quietly, backstage, to keep the illusion intact for everyone else. It's another example of how Disney thinks of everything, even chaos control. The magic never breaks. You'll never see flashing lights or arrests on Main Street because the show must always go on. Number 15. Animal Kingdom's Tree of Life is built around an oil rig. If there's one detail that defines Disney's mix of imagination and engineering, it's this. The Tree of Life. The 145-foot centerpiece of Animal Kingdom is built on the skeleton of a retired oil platform. Engineers needed something strong enough to withstand Florida storms and hold the weight of over 300,000 artificial leaves. The frame of an offshore oil rig was perfect, already designed to flex with wind and handle massive weight. Over that, Imagineers sculpted the trunk with over 325 animal carvings, each blending into the next so seamlessly that you can stand there for minutes discovering new ones. Next time you're near it, walk the Discovery Island trails and get close enough to see how an elephant's trunk morphs into a crocodile's tail that becomes a bird's wing. It's the physical embodiment of Disney's mantra, turning industry into art. And yeah, it's basically the only tree in Florida that could survive a hurricane without losing a single leaf. All right, let's shake things up. You've been walking through the parks with me, right? Feeling the rhythm, the smells, the illusions. Now, imagine pulling back the curtain, because what we're about to explore isn't guest-facing anymore. It's the invisible Disney. Number 16. There's a hidden power grid, and it's Mickey-shaped. It sounds like something an Imagineer made as a joke, but it's 100% real. A few miles from Epcot sits a 22-acre solar farm, arranged in the shape of Mickey Mouse's head. Yes, visible from the sky. It's made up of over 48,000 solar panels, producing enough energy to power 2 theme parks on a sunny day. Disney even built a second, much larger solar facility nearby that generates 50 megawatts of clean power, enough to run nearly a third of the entire resort. The goal? Walt's original dream of a self-sustaining city. He called it the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, Epcot, and while the city part never fully happened, the innovation certainly did. Mickey's literally running on sunshine. Number 17. Epcot's lagoon hides a network of underwater technology. If you've ever watched an Epcot nighttime show, the fireworks, the fountains, the lasers dancing across the lagoon, here's what's wild. Most of it's coming from beneath the water. Under the surface of the World Showcase Lagoon sits a massive structure of platforms, cables, and control rooms that operate the show elements you never see. During Harmonious, Disney had 6-story barges that could open, rotate, and project on both sides, all remotely controlled through an underwater command network. And they didn't drain the lagoon to build it. Engineers literally worked underwater in scuba gear. So, next time you're standing by the railing at night, remember, you're looking at the surface of one of the most complex entertainment systems on Earth. Number 18. Disney has its own real-time command center for guest happiness. This one might sound like something out of The Truman Show, but it's true. Deep behind the scenes, Disney operates what's known as the Central Monitoring Center. Picture a NASA-style control room with massive digital maps of the park showing crowd density, weather patterns, and even real-time guest movement. They use AI to track wait times, ride down times, and guest satisfaction metrics. If one area starts to feel congested, they'll instantly deploy extra food carts, street performers, or characters nearby to disperse the crowd, without you ever realizing it. They literally manage joy like a resource. You're not just having a good time. Someone, somewhere, is making sure of it. Number 19. Disney manipulates your sense of time, and you love it. Here's one of the sneakiest pieces of Imagineering psychology. The parks are designed to trick your internal clock. Lighting, music tempo, walkway width. They all shift throughout the day to subtly adjust how long you feel you've been there. As the afternoon fades, background music slows slightly. Warm lighting makes everything look more golden. Even the smell of popcorn or churros in the evening triggers comfort and nostalgia, encouraging you to linger instead of leave. By the time you realize it's 9 p.m., you've been walking for 12 hours, but your brain swears it's only been 5. It's theme park wizardry meets neuroscience, a masterclass in emotional design. Number 20. Spaceship Earth has its own weather system. let's end on something poetic and very, very real. That giant golf ball looking structure at Epcot isn't just a ride, it's a self contained ecosystem. Every single panel on Spaceship Earth is designed to repel rainwater perfectly. When it rains, the droplets run into hidden gutters that feed directly into the park's lagoon. So even in a Florida downpour, you'll never see a single streak of rain running down the sphere. It stays pristine, gleaming silver under the clouds like a planet untouched by gravity. It's one of those how do they even think of that engineering marvels that reminds you Disney doesn't just build attractions, they build functioning worlds. Now, I want to know, which of these 20 facts blew your mind the most? Was it the Mickey-shaped solar farm, the underground city, or maybe the fact that your sense of time is being manipulated the whole day? Drop your favorite in the comments, or if you have your own Disney secret most people don't know about, share it. I might include it in a future video. And if you learned something new today, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this video with your favorite Disney friend and subscribe for more deep dives into the magic behind the magic. And while you're at it, watch this next video because your adventure is just beginning.